Okay, so it's 0 rounded bracket. The range is going to go from negative to positive infinity. So I don't even know if we had to list that or not, but I did just to, oh, it did. And then let's go ahead and graph it. So a couple of values that we know. If I plug 1 in here, log base of any number with a 1 right there is going to give me a 0. So I get 0 minus 2, so that's negative 2. So 1, negative 2 is right down here. And then what I would do is, because this is a base 5, I'd plug 5 in. So that becomes 5 to the first. Log base 5 of 5 just becomes 1. So then I get 1 minus 2. So I get negative 1. So 5, negative 1. So this is what this looks like. That okay? Anything else I can go over? Oh, I take back all the bad things I said about Cole as well. So don't tell him anything about bad I said. I'm just joshing. You didn't say anything bad about you. But Anna, she came in tardy as well. Should have heard what I said about her. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Are we good? Anything else you wanted to take a look at? You feel comfortable? Good to go? Happy? Good weekend? Anyone else ready? Want sunshine to come back? Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be kind of fun if we got a snow day tomorrow, though. But that's just stirrup. I mean, I'm goofy that way. All right. So before I hand this out, I want to talk about something that is going to be coming up next week. Okay, because we're almost done with this chapter. Okay. So at the end of this chapter is one of the capstones to do. Okay? This coming up capstone, we will use a computer system called Illuminate. You can only log on to Illuminate here at school because it's on a lockdown browser. And we'll do that. Now, you all are totally set. All you have to get is a 6 out of 10. Get a 6 out of 10. I'll make sure I put it in as a perfect score for a quiz grade. Okay? Now, it's not going to be a huge quiz because it's kind of small. But I just want to point this out. This is worth points. I'm going to go to my courses. I'm going to go to Algebra 2. And I'm going to eventually get down to the week that we're in. Let's see. We're in 19 to 23, right? All right. So in this week's folder, I have the log review for Capstone. This will help you to make sure you pass Capstone. Okay? This is going to be worth, I forget what I made it worth. It's worth more than a homework. Here's the beautiful thing. If you go in and you say, hey, I want to check this out, go into preview. This is what it looks like. So notice there's a little video blurb down below. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I was the one who made all the videos. I'm the one who made this entire thing. I was part of the writing of this test and everything about it. So one thing to note, every one of these problems you can do on Desmos. On most of the videos, I will show how to solve this algebraically. I will also show it how to graph it on Desmos. Okay? If you use it to solve it on Desmos, you only look at the x component of where the two lines intersect each other. But there's 15 questions or so on this. I forget. But everybody should get a perfect score on this. One, if you go through, so technically how I would think a good student would go through this, and this wouldn't necessarily how every student would go through it. I would try the question, bubble the answer, then watch the video. And the videos are like up to about 90 seconds in length. I think there might be one that's kind of longer. It might be on this one, I can't remember. But these are all problems to do. You can use Desmos, will be on there on every one of them. You can also use a graphing calculator. It's your choice. You can have both on your desk, I don't care. But all of these go along with this chapter. This is the review for this capstone. So I believe I made this worth 20 points maybe? I can't remember. But there's a total of 15 questions that are all similar types of questions that you would see on the capstone. The capstone is a total of 10 questions, so there's more questions on the review than there are on the actual capstone. But it's something that I want to make sure that you feel comfortable with. If you don't pass the capstone, the first thing I'm going to realize is, Cole, can I use you as an example? You did nothing wrong, I promise. Let's say Cole gets a 3 out of 10. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to take a look at the Schoology gradebook. So, Cole, why didn't you do the review? Oh, I didn't know where to find it. I know you wouldn't say that. I'm just saying. So I'll say, Cole, could you go do the review? Because I do have a due date on it, but it's going to stay open. And then come back and see me on an off period, and we'll take care of your capstone. So basically, I'd like everyone to pass it first time through. That way, it frees up time for you not to have to come in and do stuff. And there's no reason why you shouldn't get at least a 6 out of 10 on the capstone. So if you get a 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, you're getting a perfect score. I'm not going to give you bonus points for getting more than 6. And this is why. I know you all like to get as many points as possible. So let's say you're Henry and you get a 6 out of 10. You're like, dude, I'm going to take that again, get a 10 out of 10. And then all of a sudden you're putting more and more time in. Though I don't have problems having you come in. I just don't want to feel that you have to be chasing after a score and try and get as many points as possible. Okay? So this I'd like to have done by Monday of next week, so a week from today. So I'll remind you of this each and every day. Again, this is just a review. It's resumable, so if you're going to do a couple problems and then you go back to it, make sure you feel comfortable with how Desmos works. Okay, Desmos will work very similar on the Illuminate. So those are just a few things that we have. And again, you can use the graphing calculator on it as well. But sometimes Desmos is a nicer grapher because you can just open up the graph easier and close it down easier and take a look. Okay, so that's in our near future. And y'all passed the polynomial capstone, which was the hardest of the 3 capstone tests there are. So logs is another one of the capstones. And then our last chapter, which I believe is, I can't even remember what chapter it is, will be our last one. So again, this stuff, it's the next section of the math, but some of the stuff that on here will actually help you on the quiz tomorrow as well. All right, what time are we out of here? And don't lie, because I'll find out when the bell rings. What does it say? 103? Perfect. Thanks for knowing that for me. All right, ready? Let's go back in time. All right, 9L, finding log values with a calculator, including the change of base formula. The change of base formula is going to become your best friend. Okay, so we're using the calculator on this. Tomorrow, you'll only be able to use a 4-function calculator. You can't use one that will find you log and natural log. Okay, so again, find that out there. But this first one says, I want to do log of 85. So log of 85, you just go into your calculator and you find the log button and hit log 85, enter, and it comes out to 1.93 roughly. Okay, notice I didn't close the parentheses just because I'm living on the edge. Okay, and then natural log of 3 over 17. So you find the ln keys here. What was it? 3 over 17. 3 divided by 17. Oh, I got 2 parentheses in there now. So natural log of 3/17 is negative 1.73 to 2 decimal places. So again, the calculator works real nicely for you on this. I don't want that up anymore. 3 ln 7. You don't have to move the 3 up. You can just go 3 ln 7. Comes out to 5.84, 2 decimal places. Log 5 plus log 7. So log 5 plus log 7, if I condense that, becomes log 35. Agree? So watch this. So log 5 plus log 7. Or if I hit log 35, it's the exact same answer. So it justifies why the expansion and condensing works. Okay? Which way do I want you to do it? It doesn't matter to me. We good so far? Anything obscure? All right. Next thing on our graph. Simplify 8 to the 4/3 power. Okay? Plug that into a calculator. 8 to the 4/3 power. So you go 8 caret, and then 4 divided by 3. You don't necessarily have to put that in parentheses as long as the 4 divided by 3 stays as an exponent. Hit enter. It just comes out to 16 nicely. 9 to the 3 halves. 9 to the 3 halves is 27. But again, those are things you might have been able to do without the calculator. And then we have log base 8 of 16 and log base 8, or log base 9 of 27. So I'm going to show you the change of base right now. So the way I had shown you this originally is maybe try and get this to work out correctly. But right now, you might be like, oh, log 8, 4 to the second. No, that didn't work. Log base 8 of 2 to the 4th power. Oh, we're not getting the same bases. So there's got to be a better way to make that work. And the same thing, this one might work nicely. No, that still doesn't work nicely, because then you're like, well, that's 9 to 3 to the 3rd. That didn't work. I don't know. So what we're going to do is the change of base. If you see log base a number, your calculator wants it to be done in base 10 for the most part. So the change of base form is going to be this. Log 16 over log 8. So that changed it from base 8 back to base 10. Remember, if log sits by itself, it's base 10. If you plug that into a calculator as log 16 divided by log 8, it's going to work really nicely for you. So let me just show you this. So log 16 over log 8. So log 16 divided by log 8. So you get this. Comes out to 1.3 repeated forever. I got to tell you, depending upon which operating system you have on your graphing calculator, there is a base button. I believe it's under Math. Someplace, I think. If you hit Math. Oh, and then it goes log base. So you hit log base, and so it's like log base 8 of 16. So it's there. Unfortunately, you have to sometimes seek and find it. But notice it comes out the exact same answer. So the calculator, depending upon if you have like an TI-84 or newer, the log base is already in there. The calculator, all it's doing right now is it will automatically correct the iteration and say log 16 divided by log 8 is what it's doing. Okay, so both of those can be done the same way with the log base. So change of base property. Well, we just said what this was. So this is going to become log U over log C. Okay? In particular, I don't know what the rest of that is. But basically, if you can realize that log U is now log base 10 and log C is now log base 10, that's the change of base form, which allows you on the calculator to do them quickly if you don't want to go seek the log base key. So use the change of base formula to evaluate on a calculator. So again, I'm going to go log 7 over log 3. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Realize on the calculator it probably has those in parentheses. Okay, this one would become log base 24 over log 6. And so you're just kind of running through them. Okay, so pretty straightforward, pretty easy. And then you get to this one. You're like, well, what should I do here? Well, if you're using a calculator, I'd go log 27/5 over log 12. I don't know if I would go any fancier than that. I mean, I guess you could expand the top to become log 27 minus log 5, because the 5 is the denominator, over log 12. I guess you could go ahead and do that, but there's no reason to. And again, on this one, I would just plug 7/16 in, and being that it's automatically same, put it as parentheses. Do that, divided by log 8, and the calculator is going to handle it very nicely. And again, please read the directions. I'm not looking for 12 decimal places. Don't be like I was in high school going, oh, if I take this out even further decimal places, my teacher will be proud and I must get it right. And then also the directions say round to the nearest tenth, and I get a -1. Everyone okay still? All right. Solve the equations. You might need to write the exponential form and then find the log on the calculator. You may also use change of base theorem. So these are the kinds of problems that you can go ahead and do on the calculator pretty easily. Okay, all you'd have to do is on the calculator go natural log 7, or natural log 78, excuse me. Enter. Okay, and it says nearest thousandth, so that's 3 decimal places. And again, does everyone feel comfortable finding ln and 78 on the calculator? If you can't find it on a calculator, ask me. Even during a test, the standard isn't, does the kid know how to use a TI calculator? It's like, does they I'll show you what ln key is. You can't find it. And then you have this one. So on this, I would probably plug that into the calculator just like that. This is going to give some sort of answer. And then whatever your answer is, you're going to divide that by 5, and that's going to give you what x is equal to. Does that make sense? And again, I could plug it into the calculator, but pretty sure you know where the log button is. Okay? Am I doing all right on time? Dude, I have 1 slide left. All right. So, let's play with this one just on Desmos for a minute. Let's say you come across this problem on the Capstone, and you're like, I'm just not sure how to do it. Well, if you jump into Desmos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set each side equal to y. So you're going to graph the left side, so you get y equals 4 ln x plus 4 minus 5. So that's what the graph looks like. And then the other side is y equals 7. So you can't see the 7 right away. Let's make this a little darker. So you're looking for y equals 7, which is up here. So if you follow this, can you all agree that they cross? So it looks like our answer is 16.086. Okay, don't worry about the y component. You're only looking to solve the x. Okay, and that's a really valuable tool, especially when you're using Desmos. That would also work on the graphing calculator, because you could set each side equal to y, and then you have to calculate the intersection, which also works. So let's do the next one on the graphing calculator rather than using Desmos, just so you can see both ways. Make sure I'm on this. Go there. Nope, I don't want that. Go here. All right, so I'm going to go y equals. I'm going to clear out these things. I don't need this information in there. So if I set the left side, so I'm going to go e to the, which second ln is e to the x minus 4. Make sure the x minus 4 stays as that, which it does. Graph the other side, y equals 5.6. Maybe go zoom standard. So they both appear they're crossing each other, yes? If you want to find the intersection on this, don't use the cursor to go and find it. Go second, calculate. Oops. Second, calculate. Nope, that's not what I want. Second, Second, calculate. I want to find the intersection, number 5. And then it says, hey, first curve, that's the blue curve. Yes. Second curve is the red curve. Yes. Do we want to guess? No. Enter. So our answer to this is 5.723 to 3 decimal places. Okay, again, you're not worried about the y component of it. Okay, so I'm giving you different ways to find it. This way, there's a little bit more buttons to push than what Desmos would have. Okay, I'll just do this next one because you might be using this at home. So clear. Let's clear out our 2 graphs. Let's do 8 second e to the x is natural log 2x. Enter. And then let's graph 20. And then here's the problem with this. If this is negative positive 10, I don't see it. So then you might have to zoom out. And as soon as I see both lines, it's kind of hard to see the blue right now, but it is there. So I'm going to go second, calculate. I want to find the intersection. First curve is the blue, second curve is the red. Do I want to guess? I don't want to guess. So I get 0.58 or 0.458 for an answer. And you would do the same with the last one. So these are all definite things that you can do on the calculator. It works very well for you. Yes, you can use Desmos. During a test or quiz, I don't have the Chromebooks in here today, but usually I have the Chromebooks in here. If we were doing a graphing test, you have the choice. I would let you use one of the Chromebooks and open up to Desmos if you don't have your own device with you. I think you can load the Desmos app on your phone. I would say, yes, you can use your phone as long as I don't see you doing this. Photo math. 0.267. I see a photo math on this. Don't let me do the paperwork, please. But if you're doing Desmos, just keep your thing down, type it on your phone. It's just when I see this take place, hover and over. And then you have the picture button out, so I hear click. Or I had a kid that has it on his phone. It goes doot, doot, doot. That kind of tells me that they might not be using Desmos. I would think. I think that would be the Photo Math app. So, but that's all I have for you today. Is that okay? Do we feel okay about the quiz tomorrow? Now, rest assured, I need to forewarn you, there are a lot of questions on the quiz. If you need extra time on it, that doesn't bother me. Okay? If you need extra time, but I would beg of you of this. If you need extra time on the quiz, can we get that done by this week sometime? It just makes it harder and harder, especially when you're like, 15 weeks out, and, just do it that way. So I don't want to rush anybody through it. I'd rather have a quality test than oh, you didn't finish 47 question test in 55 minutes. What's wrong with you? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with you. Yeah, but some of them are like, log 10, 1. Just like some of them are quick. Some you might have to write out. Some you can do in your head. There might be with some that may be like log base 5 of 5 to the 7th. And you're like 7. So things like that. So there are definitely quick questions. Are we good? I'm going to stop recording now.